Criminal nepotism. This is a term that I have decided to use to describe what I see as one of the biggest problems in the Bible. And it's not just about original sin, but it does specifically have to do with original sin. This whole concept that we are just born into sin because of our first ancestors sinning, and therefore we're all doomed. But we see that in a lot of other passages in the Bible too. It says things like, the cursed are the children for the sins of their fathers, and just basic stuff like that. Now, basically, I mean, anybody with half a brain can look at that and go, well, that's just stupid. I mean, why in the world would you blame the offspring of someone for the crimes of their ancestors? Now, if they engage in the same thing, sure, but you still wouldn't be punishing them for the crimes of their ancestors. You'd be punishing them for the crimes that they themselves are doing. This whole concept of punishing offspring for what their ancestors have done is stupid, leaps and bounds kinds of pathetic, irresponsible, brainless, stupid in every level. And this is what the God of the Bible states. And Christians think that the God of the Bible is perfect and good and moral and all this crap, and yet he blames offspring for the crimes of their ancestors. Now, going back to the sin thing, this is the worst thing. Now, I understand that there are some people who believe differently about sin. Some people state that sin is inherent because you can't avoid it. Basically, everything you do is a sin, and therefore you are sinning by birthright, practically. And that's a different argument, although I disagree with that one too. But this specifically about the whole sin by ancestral birthright is it's just crap. I'm just trying to think of any situation in today's courts where we would just walk in and have the plaintiff and the defendant and the judge is going to just say, you know what, you, Mr. Bob Joe Smith, are guilty because your father did such and such, or your great 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 grandfather did such and such. I mean, obviously that's just retarded, and that people think they don't think, actually. Theists don't think this deeply about their religious views, but to think that this is a good way to establish a moral base is just pathetic. I mean, it is a non-thought action that is based on no support of validity of any kind. There's no scientific reason for it. There's no philosophical reason for it. There's no psychological reason for it, except stupidity. I mean, like, that'd be like someone, blaming my daughter for something that I did in school some years back. Like, I cheated on a test or something, and then they blame her in school, say, well, we're going to give you an F in this class because your dad cheated in this. Hello? Stupid. Retarded. And yet, you do this all the time, and you Christians do this for original sin. This is the big thing that I get pissed off about. You so mindlessly just make these claims about, well, we're all born into sin because Adam and Eve sinned, and we're all, incestuous offspring of Adam and Eve. Yeah, I know you don't say incestuous, but go see my biblical immorality video on incest. Yeah, it's pretty gross. That'd be the Genesis videos. And I really just want you to start thinking more about what you're saying, and thinking for yourself too. It is something that would be completely unfounded today. And, granted, some of you are going to mouth off and say, well, today's morals are not biblical morals. Sure. But how would you like it if I just, knocked on your door one day and, like, shot you in the face because I found out that something your great-grandfather did wasn't out and out, biblical sin even. Like, I'll even go to your side and say, not just by my morals, but, I found out that one of your ancestors did something that was completely sinful in every biblical aspect, in every interpretation, and I just shot you for it. Is that okay? So stop being retards. Stop making these stupid kind of assertions that are based on empty things. But moreover, stop saying the Bible is moral just because it says things, when the fact that it has this concept of criminal nepotism as what is supposed to be what you call a good moral, well, obviously that doesn't match up. So there you go. Think about it. Night.